Hi, my name is Salim. I'm a California Climate Action Corps Fellow at the REAP Climate Center, and I'll be going over our urban greening program, which is part of our ecology and habitat restoration programming. The REAP Climate Center is a nonprofit that specializes in ecological experiences and climate jobs. Our vision is a world where all human built systems align with nature, where meeting human needs enriches the world around us. Our mission is to make climate change mitigation approachable by providing ecological experiences and climate job pathways. We do this in a regenerative context, connecting plain discovery to training and certifications. Urban greening is the act of integrating or wholly replacing man made solutions, called gray infrastructure, with natural solutions, called green infrastructure. The integration results in a spectrum of gray to green solutions, ranging from rooftop gardens to the expansion of wetland zones. How does it work? Hardscapes are gray infrastructure made of asphalt or concrete, which have the benefits of being cheap, strong materials that can last a long time. However, they also have the downsides of an extremely high rate of heat absorption and low water permeability. Urban greening integrates natural elements into these structures to mitigate the downsides while providing the additional benefits of nature. For example, rooftop gardens can cool entire buildings while purifying the air, enhancing aesthetics, and improving the health of residents. This green infrastructure is incorporated into an existing building, which still provides the standard benefits of housing. While not a one size fits all solution, urban greening does have an outsized effect with multiple direct and indirect benefits. These are called ecosystem services when the benefits come from nature. The graphic shows the four types of ecosystem services, each category having its own specific benefits. Provisioning applies to the direct benefits for people, such as energy, medicine, water, food, or wood. Cultural applies to the indirect benefits for people, such as workforce, education, recreation, and physical and mental health. Supporting applies to the direct benefits for the environment, such as nutrient cycling, soil formation, and biodiversity. Regulating applies to the indirect benefits for the environment, such as mitigating climate change, sea level rise, and pollution. Zooming in on just the cultural services, we can see how one category of an ecosystem service expands into many benefits, each one co benefiting the others and reinforcing a whole, healthier system. We consider each category of ecosystem services as a system benefit as they act synergistically with each other. While we are used to seeing the direct benefits of green infrastructure, such as food and energy, it can be hard to conceptualize the indirect benefits, especially for our own health. This graph shows how just being exposed to more green spaces is correlated with a decrease to all-cause mortality by a significant amount. In other words, people with less access to green spaces, usually in highly urbanized areas, have higher mortality rates than people that live closer to green spaces, such as parks. The different categories of ecosystem services often bleed into each other. Here, you can see two of our permaculture beds right after they had been seeded. Each bed had their daily average temperature taken from November 19th through December 17th. The graph compares both averages with the average metropolitan Oakland temperature. You can see that both beds have consistently lower temperatures than the metropolitan average. This highlights the regulation service of urban greening, as with more shade and less hardscapes, the overall air temperature is decreased. The temperature decrease also provides co-benefits, such as maintaining a healthy ecosystem and mitigating the risk of heat stroke. Because of how interconnected each ecosystem service can be, and how the benefits act synergistically, we consider an entire ecosystem as providing whole system benefits. REAP itself is intentionally located in Alameda, California, on a former stretch of railroad. This has shaped our philosophy of using nature-based solutions to restore the land. We've also been inspired and closely follow the City of Alameda's 2024 to 2025 Climate Action and Resiliency Plan goals of carbon sequestration, urban heat island mitigation and energy use reduction, cleaning and slowing stormwater runoff, advancing social equity, and contributing to a high quality of life for all Alamedans. There are several problems we face on our own campus and in the surrounding areas, such as stormwater runoff, food deserts, habitat fragmentation, and air pollutants. We employ multiple strategies aimed at not only addressing the problems we face, but also furthering the climate goals that benefit our communities. You can see some of the applications that employ these solutions, like our bioswale trail, food forest, permaculture gardens, and urban forestry programs. Each application goes back to our whole systems benefits approach through ecosystem services. You can see here how they tie out to just a few of the highlighted benefits across each ecosystem service category, as well as directly supporting Alameda Climate Action and Resiliency Plan. Taking a cue from nature, our own programming follows a whole systems approach. Each program synergizes with the other, from amending soil to reshaping our hydrology, leading all the way up to our ecology and habitat restoration programming. Once established, each area we restore will in turn support our other programs, from the bioswale helping with our hydrology to our food forest supporting our animals and composting programs. The Urban Greening Program centers on equitable access to nature in order to provide the critical ecosystem services to those who need it most. There are several different model urban greening organizations we have taken inspiration from. For example, Friends of the Urban Forest focuses on engaging with individuals with the goal of increasing and maintaining city street trees and gardens. Their model centers training youth to young adults in the practices of arboriculture and forestry so they can gain the skills for future green careers. Participants help with outreach, community events, nursery care, plantings, and maintenance. Another model organization is Sugi. They focus on engaging with established groups, such as municipalities, schools, corporations, and other organizations, in order to plant pocket forests throughout urban areas. Their model centers on educating the larger community in the practices of habitat restoration and community science so they can spread awareness and steward their local areas. They help with the planning, funding, and operations of the project by letting local community members take care of the planting, maintenance, and monitoring of the land. Pocket forests are a relatively recent approach to how urban greening can look, emulating how a natural forest would act instead of planting disconnected clusters of street trees. They come from the Miyawaki method of habitat restoration, which replicates the local potential natural vegetation, the nature that existed in the local area before human disturbance. This process assists the natural successional stages of an ecosystem to restore the soil and quickly establish a climax environment, the last stage in succession. Why are pocket forests gaining so much popularity? They are 10 times faster at establishing a climax forest compared to natural succession, and are 30 times denser than traditional urban greening projects. Additionally, they are almost self-sustaining after 3 years, with minimal maintenance required, and all of this only needs as big of a plot as the space of 6 cars. REAP is inspired by both of these model organizations, blending the focus of collaborating with local groups to foster a community of stewards and scientists with the focus of implementing a workforce development program to build future careers in green industries. We bring these innovative ideas forward in our work as a community partner in the City of Alameda's Urban Forestry Plan, with the vision of a more equitable and sustainable Alameda that exceeds the established climate goals. We are still in the early stages of our urban greening program, but we want to call individuals such as yourself in to help with developing our green site together, with the goal of inspiring a greener city and a greener world. I want to end with a quote from the creator of the Miyawaki method, Akira Miyawaki. "What is the reason for living? It is to do something anyone can do anywhere for our tomorrow. I want everyone to do what they can do. I will plant trees for the next 30 years, for myself, my loved ones, for Japan, for the future of the 7 billion people living together on this planet. Let's plant trees together." Thank you for listening to this presentation. Please visit our website at reapcenter.org and reach out with any questions.